I am to report the poisoning before this other poisoning where I reported I heard metal pipes, and I was recording the poisoning before it happened that I just put up. I'll label that one number 1, but if I don't label it right, I can't help it. I'm really sick and my ears are pressed closed, and I think everybody understands. I will title and label these the best I possibly can. So this video is the poisoning that happened about 10 minutes before the one that I just reported with the clinking metal and the OK Corral, and the film that you have, which had clinking metal on it. So I heard when I went into the extra room a woman's narration. I couldn't make out if it was my voice or some woman on a podcast because the volume was low. It was lower than when these terrorists talk real loud with the speakerphone on the cell phones. It was low. And it ran and ran and ran. And there had been poison in the house. And I can feel it. It makes you sick. And I will describe it another time. But it wasn't directly at me. But I was in here knowing, and it was clear. There's poison everywhere. And I had gone into that extra room. And you can feel it more in there, but it's not in the room like I have just described when you know you're being poisoned and you're in agony. And then I came back in here and I sat, and about 3 or 4 minutes later, 5 minutes, just something short amount of time, the TV got really loud, and it was definitely and I can't say definitely because I'm in here and it's not blasting where it's beyond doubt. It was a woman again, and I assume my YouTubes, but it could have been the news, and it was blasting loud, but not rock concert. I hear it when it's rock concert. You can hear it when it's not, but I can hear every word when it's rock concert. So I'm 90% sure it was my YouTubes, but it doesn't matter. It was the same podcast. It was a woman, and it was almost rock concert loud. And that went for a good 2 minutes. And then I got poisoned. I got poisoned really, really bad. And everything that I described on the video 1 happened just this time. There was 2 extreme poisonings that happened in my room, and I couldn't leave. It's for my safety, but it's tactical. I stayed in one spot for the war heroes. And then I'm just going to leave it at that because I'm just so exhausted with explaining things. All right, so my intestines are just throbbing. I feel like living crap. It takes a while to get over this poison. And while you're peeing your brains out, is just flowing out, you want to barf. You want to hurl and upchuck like you just had the flu. So this poison is really, really evil. And I don't barf for some reason, but you definitely think you might. And it's the whole time while you're pee-pooing that you're on the verge of puking. Okay, and that happened to me twice today, within a matter of 30 minutes back to back. And the TV was blasting and all of that. So I did my duty in there by being exposed to poison. I did not report it. This is the number 2 or 3 poisons because I filmed the other one. I know I'm losing track. This is why I film it, dude. And if you were in my shape, you would too. But this one I did not report. And I sat down, and then I was told to go film and set your timer. And they did it again. I hope I made sense. So, and by the time I was filming, the TV was off. That whole shebang they were doing with that was over. I was back in here, and then it was green light, go film, and set the timer for 6 minutes, and then that's when they did it again. I've reported both now. And the poison for the first time was a good 2-3 bursts, boom. And then like a minute later, another one, and you think you're dying every time, and more comes out. You have to pull your pants back down, you're in agony. You have to go through all this again. And then when they're finally done poisoning me is when I mop and I air spray and I sanitize, get ready to take the bowl out to put it in the sewer and everything. And then they do it again. I'm hoping that this is done. Goodbye.